Welcome, everyone, to CDO Magazine series of one-on-one interviews with CDOs, data leaders, and key influencers. I'm your host, Robert Lutton, Vice President of Sandhill Consultants, and I'm coming to you today from Toronto, Canada, working with the CDO Magazine. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing Shashank Dubey, who is a co-founder and Chief Revenue Officer at Tredence. Welcome, Shashank.
Thank you, Robert. Good to be here, and congratulations on building such a great platform.
Now, I noticed that you yourself, you've got a multitude of different disciplines and experience. You've got experience across the spectrum, and I believe that you've probably put that experience and expertise into Atom AI to support the various industries. But can you maybe talk to how Tredence tailors its last mile solution to meet the unique challenges and opportunities of multiple diverse organizations, from retail to telco to government to
Yep.
pharmaceutical?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think see, there are two or three elements here. So number one is we start with a industry first point of view, right? So Credence are not just a bunch of folks which are good in data science and data engineering and AI ML and Gen AI, right? We have people who are actual telecom experts, CPG experts, retail experts, right? And these are the people who have actually run those businesses,
Yeah.
right? So they bring that end user mindset and the end user expertise, right? That's one big differentiation that we have and which our customers love. The other very important thing is many of our, or actually almost all of our transformation projects, Robert, they don't start with, oh, show me the data and let me run the models or algorithms, right? It actually doesn't start from that.
Right.
What it starts from is a discovery and design thinking workshop, right? Where we bring in the end user, will bring in the key executive sponsors. Let's say we're talking, you took the example of telecom. Let me take example of telecom, right? Customer experience in telecom is a big thing, right?
Mhm.
US telecom is a very, very mature market, right?
Yeah.
Customers move from one provider to another provider to another provider, right? And a lot of that is basis customer experience and pricing and all of those things, right? Where we bring to the table and saying, hey, you know what? Let's get into the design thinking workshop, right? 2 or 3 hours, tight agenda. We will tell you what the best of customer experience looks like in the industry, right? Let's learn from the best of retail. Let's learn from the best of fashion, right? And so on and so forth. Let's learn from the best of automobile, right?
Yeah.
And let's see how we can translate that in the telecom industry using those design thinking workshops, right? And that, Robert, becomes a nucleus, right, of that guides our downstream solutioning, our AI ML, our data, and everything thereafter.
I love that approach. It's really, you're saying the best of the best that's out there. What we're going to use that as a model, and then we're going to actually tailor that into your specific challenges, so we can come up with a better solution to meet the needs of the consumers that you're dealing with, whether that
Exactly.
be
Yep.
commercial or private. Um, Now, I noticed that you've emphasized the role of AI accelerators earlier on. Can you discuss, or can you provide a little more detail about how these accelerators would work with Atom AI and the type of outcomes that they enable for your clients?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think, see, as we, have talked about earlier, right? See, one of the modules, right, and a big module, right, in Adam.ai, right, is what we call as Algo Works, right? And that is, it has three components to that, right? It has the pre-built machine learning models, right, which has almost 200 AIML workbooks across multiple use cases, across multiple industries, and it could be something as foundational as customer churn modeling. It could be demand forecasting, right? It could be demand transference, which is a fairly complex problem, right? If you talk about retailer, right? It could be things around trade promotion optimization, which is a very complex problem. If you look at a CPG company, right? It could be things around predictive maintenance, which is a very, very important problem, right? If you're looking at the manufacturing customers, be it a CPG customer or be it a industrial manufacturing customer. So it has a lot of those ML models and notebooks, right? That's number one. Number two, right? It also has Atom.ai also has a centralized feature store, right? Which has aggregated features across customer data as one dimension, pricing data as a dimension, supply chain as a dimension, assortment as a dimension, network data as a dimension, and so on and so forth, right? So it has those pre-built feature stores, and finally, right, it has standardized, and integrated ML ops, pipelines. Now, what does that mean? Once the data scientist build builds the machine learning algorithms or the AI models, they have to be put in production, right? They have to be running all the time, and there has to be a setup which monitors any deviation in the algorithms, right? So what Adam.ai enables through AlgoWorks is the ML model notebooks, the centralized feature store, and the integrated ML ops, as capability. The net benefit of all of that, Robert, is that it enables the data scientists and the AI ML engineers innovate, in terms of model innovations, and not spend bulk of their time in
Right.
just doing the rudimentary AI ML build, right? Because as you build an AI ML model, the first 70-80% of accuracy you can hit by click of the button,
Right.
right? Where human ingenuity comes in is in the remaining 20%, where you take from 80% to 99, 95%, right? And what Algo works in Adam.ai ensures is that you get to the first 80% really, really fast, so that
Right.
you use the best data scientists to solve for the last 20% of the accuracy.
So that's what your accelerators do. They really jumpstart that bulk of
Yes.
that work, get you over that hurdle of 80%. So therefore, it leaves you just focusing on how to customize that 20% to the organization's needs, which is
Yep.
a huge savings on that. Uh, let me come into an area where we mentioned at the beginning, where you talk about cultural change. So no matter what, anytime we talk about AI solutions, implementing AI solutions, and especially those that are resolved around or focusing around solving the last mile problem,
Yep.
there's going to be cultural
Yes.
clashes, or there's going to be organizational changes that you're going to be
Yes.
asked to make.
Yep.
From your opinion, how does Tredence recommend clients navigate these transformations?
Yeah. So as we speak, we have live transformation engagements that are running in South Korea, in Australia, in Dubai, of course, continental United States, along with one in Switzerland, right? So you see, very, very different cultural constructs, right? And I'll give you an example, right? The proof of the pudding, lies, in eating it. So I'll take an example of a CPG manufacturer. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one was based out of Lisbon, Portugal, right? And they wanted us to build a solution, right? So they had these sales reps who are on the road, right? So every morning the sales rep wakes up. The sales rep has a list of stores they want to go to collect the orders, right?
Yeah.
And then those orders then get routed, and the trucks come in and deliver the orders and all of that, right? Now, the problem was that list was not a smart list,
Hmm.
right? It
Right.
was a dumb list, right?
Yeah.
So basically, the sales manager would end up visiting the same store within a week, which is not very optimal. We'll go to a store that doesn't really have the right potential to place the right orders, right? A lot of inefficiencies.
Sure.
We, of course, wanted to solve the problem, right? Now, as I said earlier, we did not begin by analyzing the data and start building algorithms. You know what we did? We flew down to Lisbon, right? And we said, "Hey, you know what? For next 3-4 days, we identified 5 or 6 sales reps. We said, you know what? We will just be your shadow for next 5-6 days. We do nothing. We just be your shadow, right? And you know what that really means, right? There have been moments, right, where I had to carry the ice cream crate. So they were basically in the ice cream part of the business,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you carry the ice cream crates,
Yeah.
right, into the store, right, and out of the store, right. And you see, now that might seem like a trivial exercise. That might seem like something that a business consultant or a data engineer should not do, or a data scientist should not do. But you know what? That exercise of helping the sales guy, right, or the sales individual navigating through the day, right,
Sure.
builds a lot of trust and respect, right? And
Yeah.
then they know, this is the true partner, right? It's a very, very simple example, but believe me, Robert, that simple thing that we did, right, helped us not just understand the day-to-day life, understand the true end user constraints and challenges. Most importantly, helped us build a lot of trust.
Sure. You could see that. I mean, you walk pardon the pun, but you walk a mile in their shoes, right? That's what you're all about.
This is the real last mile.
Yeah, yeah. So continue on because I'm interested to see how the story progresses. So you walk a mile in their
Yeah.
shoes, the last mile, right? Then
Yes.
then how does that come back to the
Yeah.
cultural impact?
Yeah, no, that's an important one. And as you start doing that, right, then say, okay, now we understand where the problems are. We go out, we do our usual data science, data pipeline, engineering, building the decision support applications, and all of those good things in life, right? Which everybody does.
Yeah.
Now comes the problem of adoption, right? Saying, okay, now we've integrated the smart list, into your scheduler, right? You get up and you start visiting the stores and all of that, right? Now we start seeing a very interesting behavior. What we start seeing is that the in the first half of the day, right, these sales reps, right, visit quite a lot of stores, get a lot of orders, right, but when in the second half post lunch, right, they end up visiting the stores, that's what they say, right, but they aren't really getting a lot of orders, right. So then what's exactly happening, right? And that's when we leaned back onto our on-ground experience, right? And it very quickly told us that in many of these cases, in the second half of the day, the sales rep actually, in some cases, is not exactly visiting the store. They are in the vicinity of the store, if you see what I'm
Right.
saying.
Yeah.
You know? So now, see, no amount of data or AI, right,
Right.
will help you spot this problem,
Yeah.
right? We spotted this problem is because we were on the ground with them, right?
Yeah.
And that resulted in a very important fix in the solution. We said, hey, you know what, right? Now going forward, right, when you go into a store, we want to make sure that you scan the barcode on that ice cream refrigerator, right?
Yeah.
So we know that you have visited the store. Now you see, Robert, this is not a data engineering fix. This is not an AI fix. This is not a better model. This is a
Yeah.
process fix, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And it goes a long way in solving that last mile problem and ensuring that the sales reps end up really creating a higher ROI. Cut to that time today, right? And we were interacting with them just a couple of months back, right? They were also happy, right? And they actually did a very nice video testimonial for us, right? And they said, hey, you know what? Because of the solution, I spend less time on the road, get more orders, right? And make more money, right?
Yeah. So you can clearly see that there was perhaps a process that was not being calculated correctly.
Yeah.
But by going through this whole approach, you were able to update the process, turn the dumb list into a smart list, and everyone was happy on that. So, which case it's a win-win for everyone. It's a win-win
They
for
make more
everyone.
money, we make more money.
Yeah.
All good.
Exactly. On behalf of the CDO Magazine, we definitely appreciate your time, your knowledge and expertise. We hope that we can have a chance to have you come back and again share your knowledge on what's going on with Tredence and how you can actually leverage the Atom AI for the betterment of organizations around the world.
Absolutely, Robert. And I want to thank you again and for inviting me onto this forum. And I want to congratulate again on the continued success of the audience and credibility that you have built through this great platform. Thank you for that.
Excellent. Thank you, Shashank. And for our listeners, please visit cdomagazine.tech for additional interviews. Thank you.
Thank you.